Hello. As part of California's Stop the Hate campaign, the purpose of this project is to highlight wonderful stories and discuss the synergy between mixed-race couples and their society. As race and racism are prominent issues in our country, multiracial families are no doubt experiencing unique challenges and displaying incomprehensible strength. This is a collaborative ethnic media series, Stop the Hate, Dare to Love, a portrait of the new multiracial landscape of California.
We had the pleasure of interviewing Tami Bui, Senior Government Affairs Manager for Dyrell, based in San Francisco, and her husband, Dr. Dyrell Foster, President at Las Positas College in Livermore, California.
So Dyrell is very, very humble. Dyrell will not be the kind of person to outwardly express, how great I am. He is more of somebody who will show you by doing. Is that kind of quiet, yet really fierce, leadership style that he has and confidence. And I bring up the fact that that's cultural because I think as Asian Americans, we're raised to be humble, and he really fits that to a T, but I think he and we have adapted because we have told ourselves that we can be humble, but we can also be very proud and be very confident and grounded in who we are. Our family is just like any other family, right? Because it's not just about the being married to somebody who's not like you. It's the day-to-day stuff.
The first thing that really resonated with me is just her connection to family and how important family is to her, and that certainly is aligned with my values, right? Being Black and Korean, I certainly understand how important that is and respect that. I think also another aspect was really just her lens on social justice. What I learned early on is that although I am Black and Asian, my experience has been based on how people perceive me, and often it's by the color of my skin, right? And so a lot of my experiences, as I started to understand race and society and how I interacted with how people perceive me, it was, based on my skin color. And so, the discrimination and just, the prejudice that I would experience growing up was primarily because of the color of my skin.
Please share with us some racial complexities that you face in your marriage.
Yeah, I will say it actually probably started before we got married. I think Tami mentioned it a little bit earlier, but I think the initial challenge with her family and understanding, their perspective, Tam and I really had to make a difficult decision at some point early on as to whether or not we were going to pursue our relationship, knowing that I may not be readily acceptable or accepted as part of her family.
I've become more aware of is the fact that I see them as a product of the two of us, but they have darker skin, right? So and we've talked about how people's instinct when they see you based on how you look does matter, how they treat you.
I think what's beautiful is it's all of their cultures are all integrated.
I just want to say thank you for doing this project. Thank you for caring, seeing, and wanting to hear our stories. And our stories are one of so many people of color whose stories should be told.